Disney World in 2026 is going to look very different from 2025. We're talking brand new rides, whole new lands, hotel perks, and even changes to how you get around. The big question is, should you pack your bags for 2025 or hold out for the 2026 magic? In this video, we're diving into what's here now, what's on the way, and whether waiting is worth it or if you'd be missing out on the Disney fun that's already happening. And remember, 2025 isn't over yet. Right now, the Halloween and Christmas festivities are in full swing with spooky overlays, holiday fireworks, and limited time treats that make this season extra magical. So even as we look ahead to 2026, there's still plenty happening this year to make a trip worth it. So let's start with what you'll actually get if you visit in 2025, because honestly, there's already a ton of magic waiting for you right now. From brand new rides that just opened to nighttime shows that are already lighting up the skies, 2025 is far from a waiting year. Let me show you what you can experience today before we peek into what's on deck for 2026. 2025 highlights. If you're planning a trip in 2025, don't think for a second you'll be missing out. There's already a lot of Disney magic waiting. Tiana's Bayou Adventure may have officially opened back in June 2024, but it's still new and exciting for most guests. The details, the music, and the storytelling gives Frontierland a whole new vibe. And honestly, it's one of those rides people will be lining up for all year. I have to add, although I do like Tiana's Bayou Adventure, I will always be a Splash Mountain fan. It was my favorite ride. There is always Disneyland Tokyo. Okay, on to the next one. The Tron Light Cycle Run. This one is fast, sleek, and unlike anything else in the Magic Kingdom. You're basically leaning forward like you're on a motorbike launching into the digital world of Tron. It's a coaster that's as much about the feeling as the visuals, and it's still drawing big crowds. I wonder how many remember that first Tron movie with Jeff Bridges and Bruce Boxleitner. If you do, leave a comment with a blue heart if you were Team Good, a red heart if you were secretly cheering for the bad guys, and a yellow heart if you're thinking, wait, there was a movie? And just to keep things fresh, Disney recently announced the Tron Light Cycle Run, Aries Ride Overlay. So even if you've already ridden Light Cycle Run, there's more coming, new visuals, updated effects, and a storyline that keeps Tron feeling exciting and different as we head toward 2026. Okay, over at Epcot Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind is part roller coaster, part dance party in space. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the line, but once you're on the ride, it's worth it, and it's become one of my very favorites. It's smooth, it spins, and it's a totally different experience every time thanks to the random song playlists. And of course, there's Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in the France Pavilion. This ride shrinks you down to the size of a rat and lets you scurry through Gusteau's kitchen. The trackless ride system makes every turn feel unpredictable, and the mix of oversized sets, 3D screens, and smells, yes, you'll catch a whiff of fresh bread. It really puts you inside the movie. It's family friendly, it's totally charming, and it's one of those rides that just makes you smile every time. And don't forget about the lounges. Epcot's Spaceship Earth Lounge, also known as GEO 82, is already open, giving you a stunning fireworks view with a drink in hand. And the Magic Kingdom just opened the Beak and Barrel in Adventureland. You can hum Yo Ho, Yo Ho, a pirate's lair for me. This lounge is shaping up to be one of the hardest reservations to get. You'd better believe I'll be online the moment my 60-day window opens trying to snag a spot there. So even before we start talking about 2026, 2025 is stacked with headliners that can absolutely make a trip worth it. 2026 ride and attraction changes. Now, let's talk about 2026 because this is where things really start to shift. What is one of the first 2026 changes? Rock and Roller Coaster. In 2025, it's still blasting Aerosmith, but by 2026, it's being completely reimagined into a Muppets music festival. Yep, picture Kermit, Miss Piggy, and of course Animal rocking out instead of Steven Tyler. Honestly, I can't think of a better fit. The Electric Mayhem Band has been playing together since the 70s, and if you've ever seen Animal on the drums, you know this ride is about to go from rock concert to absolute chaos in the best way possible. And I've got to say, as much as I love Aerosmith, the idea of barreling down that track with Dr. Teeth and the gang cranking out the music makes me even more excited. Who wouldn't want to be in a Muppets concert that's moving at 60 miles per hour? Test Track is also evolving. It recently reopened with smart tech and brand new scenes, but Disney's not stopping there. In 2026, they're layering on even more updates, including an interactive queue where you'll be able to customize and tweak your car design in new ways. This attraction has always been about speed and innovation. I never was able to experience the original version where it felt like you were inside a giant GM crash test. Then Disney turned it into that futuristic neon Tron-like experience we have today. And now it's shifting again, blending that retro Epcot world of motion spirit with modern tech. By 2026, we're not just talking about faster cars and brighter lights. Expect refinements to the ride system, smoother pacing, and more storytelling woven into the experience. For fans of Epcot history, it's kind of like Disney is giving a nod back to the roots of this pavilion while still pushing the attraction forward. So if you ride in 2025, you'll already get the new version. But if you ride in 2026, you experience a polished version that gives you that extra layer of interactivity that makes it worth riding again and again. Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin is also getting some love. Gone is the version we've known for years. The ride vehicles, the blasters, the targets, all still stuck in that kind of retro arcade feel. But in 2026, Disney is upgrading the whole experience. We're talking new blasters that actually feel more responsive, updated targets that light up and react better, and enhanced effects throughout the ride. They're even refreshing the lighting to make the ride feel brighter and more immersive. And honestly, I'm kind of excited for this one because maybe, just maybe, with the new blasters, I'll finally be able to beat my son at this game. Okay, probably not, but at least I'll look cooler while losing. So that's just the rides. But 2026 isn't only about updates to what's already there. Disney is also opening up whole new areas with expansions that will completely change the way parts of the parks look and feel. Let's take a look at the lands coming next. 2026 new lands and expansions. First up, Animation Courtyard at Hollywood Studios. As of September 20th, 25, it's officially closed to begin a major transformation into a brand new area called the Walt Disney Studios, which will debut in 2026. This new space will include the Magic of Disney animation experience, and I'll go into more detail on that in just a few minutes. The area will feature interactive drawing lessons, character meet and greets, and even a new show. There's also a brand new Disney Junior show on the way, plus a playground to give families a spot for the kids to burn off some energy. Not everything is going away though. The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, and the Walt Disney Presents exhibit will remain open throughout construction. But by 2026, Animation Courtyard as we know it will be gone, replaced with a fresh new identity that should make this part of the park a real destination again. Next, let's shift gears. Pardon the pun, because Frontierland is getting a Cars-themed expansion. Construction has started, the walls are up, and the rivers of America drained. By 2026, you'll see this new land come to life with not one, but two brand new attractions. I look forward to the new area, but there is a part of me that is very, very sad to see Tom Sawyer's Island and the rivers of America gone. Now, if you've been out west to Disneyland and seen Cars Land, you know how immersive Disney can make this world. Imagine walking through Frontierland, past Big Thunder Mountain, and suddenly Lightning McQueen and Mater are parked right there to welcome you. It's such a fun mashup. The Wild West meets Route 66. The rides are still under wraps, but you can expect family-friendly thrills, plenty of Cars character encounters, and that Disney attention to detail that makes you feel like you just drove into the movie. And for Frontierland, this is huge. It adds a whole new energy to the area and gives families with younger kids something extra to enjoy while the adults still get their Big Thunder fix. And while we're still in Frontierland, construction is also underway on the Piston Peak expansion inspired by Disney's Planes, Fire, and Rescue. This one feels extra special to me because I literally live in a forest on a river, pretty much right in between Yellowstone and Glacier National Parks. So when I hear Disney is creating a land that celebrates the beauty and adventure of the great outdoors, it really hits home. Now, Piston Peak may not open in 2026. It's still early in construction. But when it does, it's going to bring in forest ranger details, nods to firefighting aircraft, and a rugged setting that feels totally different from the rest of Frontierland. Even if you haven't seen the Plains movies, the environment alone, with cliffs, trees, and that adventurous wilderness vibe, could make it a must-do. So for me, this expansion isn't just another project on the list. It's one I'm personally really looking forward to exploring when it's finally ready. Now, let's talk about the one that has probably caused the most buzz. Disney's long-rumored Villains Land at Magic Kingdom. Fans have been dreaming about this for years, and Disney finally confirmed it's on the way. Here's the catch though. It's not opening in 2026. Right now, construction is expected to start in early 2026 after permits were approved in February and land clearing began in April of 2025. But the actual opening is projected for the early 2030. So while we may not be walking into Maleficent's castle or riding a Villains themed coaster just yet, it's officially in motion. And honestly, even knowing it's still a few years out, I'm just excited it's real. A whole land dedicated to the baddest of the bad, Maleficent, Ursula, Jafar. This could easily become one of the most popular parts of the park once it's complete. I was actually surprised by how many people love the villains. So tell me in the comments, who's your go-to Disney villain? I think that one's going to be fun to see who wins the villain popularity contest. Okay, another big addition coming in 2026 is Monstropolis, the brand new monsters in Kieran's Land at Hollywood Studios. Construction will be visible through 2025, but 2026 is when we finally get to step through the doors into the world of Mike, Sully, and Boo. This land is expected to bring the energy of Monstropolis to life, with themed streets, colorful details, and of course those iconic closet doors. Just imagine walking under a canopy of hanging doors, each one leading to a different kid's room. It's pure Pixar magic. For families, this is going to be a huge win. Monsters Inc. has that perfect blend of humor and heart, and Disney knows how to lean into both. Expect family-friendly attractions, a Disney first, a super cool suspended roller coaster. There will be meet and greets and plenty of photo spots that capture the playful vibe of the movie. So whether you're Team Mike or Team Sully, this land isn't just going to make you smile, it's going to make you laugh. And if you know your Monsters Inc. logic, laughter creates way more energy than screams, which means Monstropolis is going to have plenty to go around. And now let's head over to Animal Kingdom, where the biggest transformation is happening. Dino Land, USA, with its carnival games and Dino-Rama vibe, is going away to make room for something much bigger, Pueblo Esperanza, part of the brand new Tropical Americas expansion. This land will celebrate the cultures and landscapes of Central and South America, and it's set to include two massive draws: an Encanto attraction that brings the magic of the Madrigal family to life, and an Indiana Jones adventure that puts you right in the middle of one of his daring expeditions. Now, if you've ever ridden the Indiana Jones adventure Temple of the Forbidden Eye at Disneyland, you know how immersive that experience is, weaving through ancient temples, dodging traps, and that massive boulder finale. The Animal Kingdom version is expected to bring that same level of intensity, but with updated effects in a South American setting to tie into the Tropical Americas theme. Just imagine racing past ruins hidden in the jungle, fire and water effects exploding around you, and Indy himself pulling you out of danger at the last second. Disney has said this expansion is planned for 2027, but I've got my fingers crossed that we'll see something pop up in 2026, even if it's just early previews or a soft opening. For me, this one feels like a game changer for Animal Kingdom, replacing Dino Land with lush, vibrant environments tied to two powerhouse stories. Encanto and Indiana Jones is going to make this park feel completely re-energized. On the Encanto side, just picture stepping into Casita, the magical house itself, with its shifting floors, enchanted doors, and rooms that transform around you. Disney Imagineers are masters of bringing animated worlds to life, so expect the music, the vibrant colors, and of course the characters to pull you straight into the story. If you've ever wished you could step into We Don't Talk About Bruno or be part of an enchanted family dinner, this attraction can make it real. I can't wait to see what they do. So while it may technically be listed as 2027, don't be surprised if 2026 starts giving us our first glimpses into Pueblo Esperanza. Can't hurt to hope for an early opening. Okay, next. So this isn't a new land or a flashy expansion, but it's the castle, and that means it deserves its own shout out. In 2026, Cinderella Castle is getting a fresh coat of paint, and not just any paint job. Disney is restoring it back to its original color scheme. For longtime fans, this is huge. The castle has gone through a few makeovers over the years, from the bright pink birthday cake look in the 90s. Anyone else remember that? To the shimmering anniversary decorations more recently. But now it's going back to that classic timeless look that so many grew up with. And I'm really curious what you think about this one. Do you love the idea of the castle returning to its original colors, or do you prefer the more modern look? Let me know in the comments, because this one's sure to spark some debate. So that's the scoop on the new lands and expansions, big changes that will reshape whole parts of the parks. But rides and lands aren't the only thing Disney is refreshing. The parades, fireworks, and stage shows are also getting major updates, and honestly, that's where a lot of the Disney magic really comes alive. Parades and shows in 2025, Magic Kingdom's Happily Ever After fireworks are back, complete with projections, music, and castle fireworks. Disney launched the brand new Starlight Parade, and it looks awesome. By 2026, this parade is expected to expand with more floats, characters, and effects. Here is something exciting and brand new. Zootopia, Better Zoogether. This 4D show opens in soon, I believe September 2025, replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug over at Animal Kingdom. By 2026, it'll really hit its stride with expanded experiences and full character meet and greets with Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. And yes, I will stand in line to take a picture with a big floppy-eared bunny. This is a huge win for families, the humor, the effects, and of course the chance to actually meet the characters make it way more engaging than the old bug show. And honestly, I think it's going to become one of those must-do stops at Animal Kingdom. Over at Hollywood Studios, The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, is open. This is a full stage production with live performances, stunning sets, and all the songs you know and love. It's a beautiful update to the Old Mermaid show, and it really makes you feel like you've gone under the sea. And guess what? By 2026, Disney is enhancing it even further with additional musical numbers and upgraded effects. So whether you're seeing it now or catching it next year, this one's going to be a fan favorite and will just get better and better. Also at Hollywood Studios, Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After brings Disney's darker side to the stage. It debuted in 2025 and instantly became a hit thanks to its mix of live performances, effects, and that dramatic flair only Disney Villains can pull off. By 2026, the show expands with new acts and an extended run, making it even more of a must-see. If you've ever secretly rooted for Maleficent, Cruella, or the Evil Queen, this is where you finally get to cheer them on out loud. So that's the entertainment side of things. Fireworks, parades, and stage shows all getting their upgrades. But the changes don't stop when you leave the parks. Disney is also making big updates to its resorts and hotels, and those can make just as big a difference in your trip. Resorts and hotels. Resorts are also seeing some big changes as we move from 2025 into 2026. In 2025, Bay Lake Tower refurbishments wrap up, and Copper Creek Villas at Wilderness Lodge are freshly renovated. So if you're visiting this year, you'll already have access to some newly refreshed spaces. 2026 is going to take things to another level. Disney is simplifying room categories at the moderate resorts like Caribbean Beach, Coronado Springs, and Port Orleans. So you'll now see standard, preferred, or king options instead of a confusing list of categories. Unique rooms like the Royal Guest Rooms at Port Orleans Riverside will still stick around, which is a nice touch. Refurbishments are happening across the board too. Port Orleans Riverside is finishing updates in early 2026. Pop Century Century wraps up its guest room upgrades by February, and Animal Kingdom Lodge is refreshing its rooms in stages all through 2026 and into 2027. Copper Creek will be fully complete, which means those staying there get the shiny new look first. Now, pools are part of the story too. At All Star Sports, the Surfboard Bay Pool and Kiddie Pool will be closed from January through late April 2026. Over at Bay Lake Tower, the Bay Cove Pool, Water Play Area, and Whirlpool Spa will be down from January 26th to early May. Guests can still use nearby pools at sister resorts, but if swimming is a big part of your trip, it's good to plan around those dates. Okay, let's talk perks. We all love perks. For 2026, Disney has rolled out a new benefit, free water park admission on your check-in day for all resort guests. Plus, they're expanding resort-exclusive amenities and experiences, so staying on property will come with even more value. And more value is good. So that's what's happening with the resorts and hotels, from room upgrades to brand new perks. But of course, where you stay is only half the story. The other half is how you get around, and Disney Transportation in 2026 has its own set of changes you'll definitely want to know about. Transportation. Transportation also gets its share of updates in 2026, and this is one of those areas that can make a big difference in how smooth your trip feels. First up, the Skyliner. Disney's gondola system will be closed for refurbishment from January 25th through January 31st, 2026. Now, this might sound like a pain, but honestly, it's nothing unusual. The Skyliner goes down for maintenance around the same time every year. Still, if you're staying at the Pop Century, Art of Animation, Caribbean Beach, or the Riviera, just know that buses will be your only option during that week. It'll likely mean longer waits and a little more congestion at bus stops, especially during peak times. Minivan service is also expanding. Guests at deluxe resorts now have the option of booking minivan airport transfers up to 60 days in advance. It's a more private, direct way to get to and from Orlando International. But keep in mind, it's not cheap. For those at moderate and value resorts, you'll still be relying on Mears Connect, ride shares, or rental cars. Of course, the classics are still there. The monorail, ferries, and buses continue to carry guests all around property. But with the Skyliner downtime and more people using buses, you'll definitely want to budget a little extra travel time if it is down during your trip. And don't forget, Disney's special event weekends also affect transportation. The Marathon Weekend in early January and the Princess Half Marathon in late February both bring big crowds and road closures, which can slow down buses, ride shares, and even personal cars. So while the system overall isn't changing dramatically, 2026 is a year where planning ahead and packing some patience will make your Disney transportation experience much smoother. So between the rides, the new lands, the shows, the hotels, and even the transportation, 2026 is shaping up to be a huge year for Disney World. But that brings us back to the big question: should you go now or wait? Let's break it down with the pros and cons of visiting in 2025 versus 2026. Let's stack 2025 against 2026 and see which year might be the better fit for your Disney trip. If you go in 2025, you've already got a lot waiting for you. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is still brand new and pulling big crowds. Tron Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure are all open and running strong. You've got Happily Ever After lighting up the skies at Magic Kingdom, plus the debut of the Starlight Parade. Over at Hollywood Studios, The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, and Villains Unfairly Ever After are already running. And let's not forget, some resorts like Copper Creek and Bay Lake Tower are freshly updated. The downsides: construction walls are everywhere, and by late 2025, a few attractions and lands will be closing to prepare for the big changes coming the next year. Now, if you wait for 2026, that's when the big expansions roll in. New lands like Monstropolis at Hollywood Studios, the Cars-themed Frontierland area, and even the beginnings of Tropical Americas at Animal Kingdom are on the horizon. Rides like Rock and Roller Coaster, Big Thunder Mountain, and Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin all get major updates. Resorts will have even more refurbished rooms and simplified booking categories, plus new perks like free water park, admission on check-in day. Entertainment gets bigger 2022 with the expanded Starlight Parade, more acts in the Villains show, and extra numbers in the Mermaid musical. The flip side, prices will be higher, crowds will be bigger, and with all the new openings, you can expect some opening year chaos, long lines, reservation battles, and that classic Disney growing pain period. Here is the truth. Both years have their pros. 2025 gives you plenty of magic with fewer headaches, while 2026 brings the wow factor of brand new lands and upgrades, but also bigger crowds and higher costs. So there you have it, Disney in 2025 versus Disney in 2026. And honestly, you can't go wrong either way. If you want the magic now, 2025 is packed with headliners, fireworks, and shows that already make a trip worthwhile. But if you've got the patience to wait, 2026 is when Disney really levels up with new lands, upgraded rides, and fresh perks across the board. Or you can be like me and plan a trip a year and enjoy it all. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you for 2025 ready to pack your bags this year, or for 2026 holding out for the big upgrades? Drop it in the comments because I love seeing where everyone lands. And hey, if you found this video helpful, hit that like button. It helps more Disney fans find the channel. And if you want more planning tips, ride guides, and a little bit of Disney magic in your feed each week, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Whether you go now or wait for later, here's to your next Disney adventure being absolutely unforgettable. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.